Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be assembling a brand new OEM clutch pedal for the Lexus IS300 using all OEM parts, and I'll tell you guys how to get this for less than $200. So stay tuned. So I ordered all these clutch parts from a company called Amayama in Japan, and it took less than 2 weeks to get to me. Here's the parts list I have, and I'll actually have all the part numbers and everything listed down in the video description if you guys need all these parts to do this project. Overall, what we're going to be using is this diagram right here to assemble everything, and it shows all the parts and all the part numbers or the diagram numbers that we're going to need to assemble the parts. The clutch pedal and the bracket right here from this company was around $51, $52, and that's the meat and guts of this whole system right here. Each one of these items over here, the washers, the E-rings, the bushings and all that, were each basically $1 each, which was kind of expensive when they all add up for what they are. Most of this stuff you could probably source locally for like a fraction of that cost, but just for the convenience, I just ordered all the parts together so I could put it all together in one piece and have basically all OEM parts. The most expensive thing that I really ordered was like these pads right here. They were like $19.23, which is still cheaper than trying to order here in the US. I think right now these are going for like $35 on eBay for this same pad for the clutch pedal or the brake pedal, manual brake pedal. The spring right here was $9. I opted to get this switch right here, which is the cruise control switch, which is only $9 from this site. These things go for like 20 something from the dealer here in the US, so I just decided to get that because it was a bargain. I opted not to get the starter switch because that thing was like $40 from this company, and it's like 60 something here in the US from the dealer. I figured I could just go to the junkyard and get it off any manual Toyota because it's probably the same switch, and it's basically $3.99 from the U-Picks. In addition, I picked up this shift boot right here for $32, almost $33. And the only reason why I got the shift boot is because I needed this ring right here, the factory OEM ring, so it could snap into the factory trim. I already have a shift boot from eBay with the red threads and everything, but I figured I needed this ring. I just opted to buy it. In addition to all this stuff, I ended up buying some JDM parts for the car. I've got some other JDM parts that I'm going to be doing some customization on for the fog lights and everything for the Sport Cross, so I'll have a future video on that, so stay tuned for that one. Alright, so we'll go ahead and assemble this using all the bushings right here. The one thing I noticed about this diagram, it looks like a JDM pedal on this diagram, and the USDM pedals are slightly different just from looking at the plugs. We use 3 of these plug bushings that push the buttons and whatnot onto the car. I know on the catalog it shows it needed 3 of them. On the diagram it only really shows 2. Snap 3 of them in here. So we'll go there, and then we'll go next, put all this stuff for the actual pedal together, like this bushing right here, which is the little sleeve bushing. This thing goes right there, and that sleeve bushing uses this bolt, the $1.50 bolt. Uses 2 other plastic sleeves. I believe these are it right here. I ordered 3 of these guys. Those go into there on either side. Bolt goes in the sleeve, and then we have a nut and a washer on the other side. I have a ton of these washers from Bell-Metric. Got that washer, and then I need the nut. I believe it's this guy right here. It's not even a flange nut, it's just a regular plain nut. Again, I have plenty of these from Bell-Metric. All right, once you put the 2 bushings into there, we're gonna put it into the actual bracket. So the bracket goes like this. I'll go ahead and peel the part number off of here. This actual bushing was supposed to go the other direction because the switch goes right here, so I gotta flip that thing around. All right, so we got that on here. Let me go ahead and just peel this part number off the pedal. Go ahead and just slip that thing onto here, make it look pretty. I think the trick to these, put some soap on here. So when I was doing my actual 2IS ones, to take off the old rubber and put the sport ones on, I needed to put some soap on here just to get it. Next thing we're gonna work on the whole spring thing up here, or at least the bracket part. So we'll go ahead and just work on the spring part over here. This bushing right here, the $7 bushing, goes on here first, and then the little spring. Little spring has the one side that's painted and one side not. The painted side goes in the hole. Retainer, which is the $5.48 piece. Rests against this other spring, and then you put the E-ring in. Snap the E-ring in, probably use some pliers. Put that into there. And then next, we want to put the big spring in. The big spring's a little bit complicated to get in here. I think it snaps into there, and then snaps into here. Pretty much just pops it in and out. Yep. So it goes like that. So it pretty much gets it there. You have the rest of the parts I have are all minor stuff that goes onto here. I missed the white little bushing that goes here. This is the little U bushing right there. So we're just going to pop it back down. Oh, that's dangerous. So right now I'm running into a little problem. When I pop this clutch in and out, the spring doesn't stay loaded. It keeps on popping out. So I need to mess around with this and see what the tension needs to be right here on this small spring in order to keep the big spring in place. So I gotta mess around with that and see what I can do. I think after dicking around with it and trying to figure it out, I think this is just the way it goes in. Once it's connected to the master cylinder, there is going to be some dampening and some force from that master cylinder that slows the spring down so it won't pop out and get loose like it's doing right now when we're on the bench. If you guys know if this is the way it goes, leave a comment on this video and tell me what I'm doing wrong or if I'm doing it right. So after going through the list right here and making sure I had all the parts, it looks like I actually just missed one part, which is this part right here, which is actually just a nut that goes into here for the bolt. I guess for the JDM or some of the other ones where you don't have the cruise control switch, this thing right here is just a bolt, and then there's a nut for that bolt. So right here, that bolt is the same bolt that's used right here, which is the part number right there. And I had thought I ordered it, but it looks like I ordered it just for this one and not for that, but I didn't need it anyways. Just like right now, I didn't need that bolt right here that bolts to the frame or the firewall once you mount this up. For all you boys that watched all the way to the end of the video, here's my extra JDM parts that I got on that order. If you don't know what these are, you got to tune in the future. And we're gonna make something cool out of these with some LEDs. Hey guys, I want to thank you for watching all the way to the end of this video on assembling this IS300 clutch pedal. As you can see, This clutch pedal is pretty easy to assemble, and I probably just single-handedly deflated the clutch pedal prices across the internet for the IS300, including that excessive engineering one, which is kind of ugly and it doesn't really fit well, but people are paying $200 for that, and people are paying $200 to $300 for this thing used on the forums and online. So now that I've shared this little secret that's been all over the forums for the last 15 or 20 years, you could go ahead and get one of these babies for about $150 to $200 shipped to your door, and you don't have to worry about paying these inflated prices anymore. If you guys haven't subscribed to your channel, go ahead and subscribe to your channel. Go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram also. Remember guys, for all these different projects, whether it's on the car, on the house, in the garage, if I can do it, you guys can do it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.